Good evening and welcome to this edition of Jay's Retro Toys and Games. Season 2 is still upon us here. It's episode 47, and tonight on this Friday edition, February 10, 2023, we're looking at another game, and this is interesting because it's a lawn game. When you're talking about, we're talking about a ball sport that belongs to the boules family. It's developed in its present form in Italy. It's closely related to British bowls and French pétanque, with a common ancestry from ancient games played in the Roman Empire. Played around Western, Southern, and Southeastern Europe, as well as in overseas areas with historical Italian immigrant population, including Australia, North America, and South America, principally Argentina, and the southern Brazilian state of Rio Grande Sul. Initially played just by the Italian immigrants, the game has slowly become more popular with their descendants and more broadly. What we're talking about tonight? We're talking about Bocceball. Yes, Italian lawn bowling. Tonight on Jay's Retro Toys and Games. All right. Happy Friday to all of you here. I'm Jason DeCanio, your gracious host once again for another look at another retro toy and game. Tonight, Bocceball, lawn bowling, what it's all about. And we're going to look at it right now, give you a quick little history about it, give you the rules, the right rules, okay, because everybody's got different variations on this game. And like I said, it's been around since the 18th century in Italy. So, having developed from games played in the Roman Empire, bocce developed into its present form in Italy, where it is called bocce, the plural of the Italian word boccia, which means bowl in the general sporting sense. It's spread around Europe and also in regions to which Italians have migrated. First form of regulation was described in the book Gioco del Bocce by Raphael Bistegui in 1753. In South America, it is known as bocas or bolas, criollas, criollo balls in Venezuela, and boca in South Brazil. Now, the accessibility of bocce to people of all ages and abilities has seen it grow in popularity among Special Olympics programs globally, and is now the third most played sport among Special Olympic athletes. The sport is also very popular on the eastern side of the Adriatic, especially in Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, and Bosnia, and Herzegovina. Yeah, if I get that right, where the sport is known as Serbo-Croatian. In Slovenia, the sport is known as balinaje, or colloquially playing bocce or bocce or ball, from the Italian bocce and Venetian bal, meaning balls. There are numerous bocce leagues in the United States, and most have been founded by Italian Americans but contain members of all groups. I'll get the pronunciations right. I had one guy who was complaining about me getting the pronunciations right. Well, you sit in this chair and you do it every night too, and you'll see how difficult it is to sometimes pronounce it, okay? I don't know. Well, so bocce is traditionally played on a natural soil or asphalt court up to 27.5 meters in length and 2.5 to 4 meters wide. Now, while the court walls are traditionally made of wood or stone, many social leagues and Special Olympics programs now use inflatable Bocce PVC courts due to their portability and ease of storage. Bocce balls can be made of wood, that's the traditional, metal, baked clay, or various kinds of plastic. And unlike lawn bowls, bocce balls are spherical and have no inbuilt bias. A game can be conducted between two players or two teams of 2, 3, or 4. A match is started by a randomly chosen side being given the opportunity to throw a smaller ball, the jack, called a boccino, little bocce, or a pallino, a bullet or a little ball in Italian, depending on local custom, from one end of the court into a zone 5 meters in length, ending 2.5 meters from the far end of the court. I think it's if the first team misses twice, the other team is awarded the opportunity to place the jack anywhere they choose within the prescribed zone. Casual play is common in reasonable flat areas of parks and yards lacking a bocce court, but players should agree to the minimum and maximum distance the jack may be thrown before play begins. The side that first attempted to place the jack is given the opportunity to bowl first, and once the first bowl has taken place, the other side has the opportunity. From then on, the side which does not have the ball closest to the jack has a chance to bowl up until one side or the other has used their 4 balls. Now, at that point, the other side bowls its remaining balls. The object of the game is for a team to get as many of its balls as possible closer to the target ball, the jack, the boccino, or the pallino, than the opposing team. The team with the closest ball to the jack is the only team that can score points in any frame. The scoring team receives 1 point for each of their balls that is closer to the jack than the closest ball of the other team. The length of the game varies by region, but is typically from 7 to 13 points. Players are permitted to throw the ball in the air using an underarm action. This is generally used to knock either the jack or another ball away to attain a more favorable position. Tactics can get quite complex when players have sufficient control over the ball to throw or roll it accurately. There's a variation called bocce volo. It uses a metal ball, which is thrown overhand after a run up to the throwing line. In the latter respect, it is similar to the French bowls game jeu provençal, also known as boule lyonnaise. A French variant of the game is called pétanque, and lacking the runner-up is more similar in respects to traditional bocce. Another development for persons with disabilities is called boccie. It is a shorter ranger game played with leather balls on an indoor smooth surface. Boccie was first introduced to the Paralympics at the 1984 New York Stoke Mandeville Summer Games and is one of the only 2 Paralympic sports that do not have an Olympic counterpart. Also, the other one being goalball. And there you have it, friends. Very short, very interesting description of a game that's been around for a long time and played by many people, argued over a lot of rules that basically have, their own kind. People make up the rules. People use the rules on their phones, or they actually look at the history of it and they see how the rules are played, and then they do variants of that sort of thing. Whatever the point is that everybody has a good time with this game. Bocce can get everybody involved. The kids and even the dog can have fun with this game because the dog can start chasing the ball all over the place, take the ball right out of the game, and destroy the entire rest of the evening. Because without that little ball, you don't have a game of bocce. All right. So next time on the program on Monday, we're going to be looking at a toy, and I think with the toys, we're going to start getting into some more interesting, hopefully, toys that have some brand names in them. But for that matter, we continue to look at some interesting stuff that just continues to, shed some light on things. So let's look at, I have a history here of bookmarks, and one of the things that I have looked in is specifically toys for boys, and let's look at some girls' toys, for instance. Let's see. All right, let's scroll down and see if we can find some girls' toys. Okay. It's not what I was hoping for. Sometimes you get into these things and they just don't give you what you were looking for. Of course, the Wikipedia is all around it. Here's a list of toys. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Army men. Have we looked at army men? No, but that will be the next thing on the list. Army men. Plastic soldiers, the toy soldiers, the ones about 5 centimeters tall and most commonly molded from olive green, relatively unbreakable plastic. They've been around a long time, and we'll give you a good little history and description of those little things that we used to play with to keep our minds when we were really that bored. Army men, next Monday on Jay's Retro Toys and Games. I'm Jason DeCanio. Hope you had a great time with this Bocceball history. Maybe you'll go out and purchase a set, get a few friends, and, spend a quiet weekend at home. We've got some great weather coming up this weekend. Maybe a lot cooler than normal, but wherever you are, hopefully you'll be playing some Bocceball now that you've got an official description and history and all the good rules that you would basically want to know about this game that you probably haven't heard. And you also heard me make a fool out of myself with getting the getting the pronunciations correct. If I did screw up on the pronunciations, my apologies, but you know what? As I always say, I try my best to try to give you the correct pronunciation as best as I possibly can. Okay? And again, the comments, please do not direct them towards me. Talk about the actual episode. Make a comment towards the toy or the game. Some memories, great. But if you're going to just continue to just throw harsh comments at me, you're not going to get any. You're not going to get far, and you're not going to get published, okay? So just keep that in mind when making a comment. Know that it's got to be clean and free of derogatory remarks. I'm Jason DeCanio. Have a great night, great weekend. We'll see you on Monday for Army Men right here on Jay's Retro Toys and Games. Bye for now.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Advertising Network for great more content like this one.